Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with yet another video of the Arizona Sports Fan. Thank you so very much for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to talk a little draft talk. NFL draft. We have about 2 months till the NFL draft, where I will be attending in Las Vegas, as well as witnessing the first round pick for the Arizona Cardinals. I do have the top 3 players that is an absolute must that the Arizona Cardinals has to take one of these 3 players. If they don't, I kind of feel like they would fail that first round. Alright guys, let's go ahead and dive into it. Welcome back, guys. Now, like I mentioned before, we are going to go ahead and talk a little draft talk. Now, we do have 2 months away before the NFL draft, and I am super excited to talk about this topic and really curious to find out what you guys think and who are your top 3 must-haves. But if you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to this community, guys. We have built so far a pretty awesome community. We're trying to hit 1,500 subscribers, hopefully by the end of March. Hopefully be, when free agency hits, who knows? But right now we're at 1,300. We're slowly climbing our way there, guys. So let's be Arizona proud and make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. And make sure you put that little notification bell as well, just to let you guys know when I do post a new video. One other thing I want to go ahead and mention before we go ahead and get started, guys, is spring training has finally kicked off. It was actually supposed to start yesterday, which was Saturday, but we here in Arizona had a pretty big rainstorm here. And of course, us Arizonans, we don't really function well in the rain. So the game against the Rockies for the Diamondbacks ended up getting canceled, but currently right now they are playing against the Oakland A's, and last time I looked, the Arizona Diamondbacks were leading 6-3, so I really do hope that we could go ahead and continue on with that lead and basically hopefully win out the game, guys. On to the topic of choice, guys, a little NFL talk, a little NFL draft talk, and now I am super stoked about it, and so should you guys, because to be honest with you, this is going to be the future. This is the future of the Arizona Cardinals, and this pick is a must. What's the word I'm trying to say? Basically, you want to make sure that this pick is either a superstar or a very, very good player in this position role that we would be in. Now, these top 3 players here, I'm going to go ahead and name off. They're not in a specific order, so please keep that in mind. I'm not saying this player is over this player, but I want to go ahead and give you my top 3 players that I'm wanting the Arizona Cardinals to get. Jump to the first here. Now, if you have been following this channel, you all absolutely know, and I think a lot of you already know out there, that CeeDee Lamb is going to be a player for the Arizona Cardinals to watch. They should be scouting him very, very carefully. He had last year 62 reception, over 1,300 yards receiving, and 14 touchdowns. Now, he is also compared to DeAndre Hopkins. There's already people saying that he's pretty much like DeAndre Hopkins, and to have somebody like that for Kyler Murray to throw the ball to have sure hands and be such a playmaker would be a dynamite addition for the Arizona Cardinals. They also got that relationship when they were playing with each other back in Oklahoma. So you also got to go ahead and take that into consideration, that camaraderie, that relationship, that consistency of being with each other, just kind of knowing what the other person wants is going to go deep. It's going to go definitely huge in the regular season whenever they do decide to go ahead and hit the field together. It would be such a dynamic thing to see. Now, most of you probably, and I have had this question plenty of times, saying, why would you get a wide receiver when we picked up 3 to 4 wide receivers last year in the NFL draft? Why do you want to give up on Keyshawn Johnson? Why do you want to give up on Hakeem Butler? Why do you want to give up on Andy Isabella? I know I'm going to be getting these questions, and I have the answer for you right here. If one of those 2 players ends up working, good. I'll be happy for those players, whether it's Butler, whether it's Isabella, whether it's Keyshawn Johnson. I would be super ecstatic for any of them to work. But you also got to take into consideration Larry Fitzgerald is going to retire maybe next year, maybe the year after, and to not have Larry Fitzgerald as far as having a replacement for Larry Fitzgerald is going to be something that's badly missed, and I would hate hate for the Arizona Cardinals to lose out in a grand, awesome prospect like CeeDee Lamb, because we did pick up 3 wide receivers last year. Moving on to my next prospect here, I want to go ahead and make sure that that offensive line is shored up and make sure ready to protect Kyler Murray at all costs. Now, Andrew Thomas is a offensive lineman out of Georgia. Now, he is 6'5", 320 pounds, just a dynamite player in the offensive line, and a great piece to add. Now, he does play left tackle in Georgia, but obviously we went through that whole contract signing with DJ Humphries. Now, DJ Humphries was a big deal because he is shored up to be on that left side. So to draft somebody like Andrew Thomas would be really good depth, but he could also play right tackle. So you also got to keep that into consideration, that Andrew Thomas can definitely be put in right tackle, and then have DJ Humphries on the left side. Now, we all are scared. We're all aware that the possibility of DJ Humphries not staying healthy through his 2 to 3 year contract that we have with the Arizona Cardinals. So if that ever does happen, we have a backup plan in Andrew Thomas. So I would be super up for getting Andrew Thomas. Yeah, it's not going to be a super splash play. It wouldn't be anything like, oh my God, wow, such a great pick. But in the back end, in silence, Andrew Thomas would be a dynamite pick for the Arizona Cardinals to go ahead and pick up. Just getting overall depth within the offensive line would be huge and would be pretty awesome, because we need to protect Kyler Murray at all costs, and that would be a huge piece for that offensive line to add to their offensive line group. My last prospect that a lot of you probably most likely would be super happy for me to say. This player here really shined on the national level here, playing in the national championship. None other than Isaiah Simmons, linebacker. Now, Isaiah Simmons would be a huge piece to add to the Arizona Cardinals defensive front seven. Now, currently right now we do have Jordan Hicks, obviously, but we don't have that person that's right next to Jordan Hicks to go ahead and make sure that, you know, the run is stopped. The gaps are filled whenever somebody tries to run. A great piece would be Isaiah Simmons to add in that middle linebacking core, guys. Isaiah Simmons had 67 solo tackles, 7 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 3 interceptions. The defense was really bad. Who knows if it was the scheme? Who knows if it was Vance Joseph? Who knows if it's the players just not knowing the scheme 100%? We have had a lot of, injuries, as well as players that didn't make it to the final 53 because of whatever situations happened off the field. So we also got to keep that into consideration, that Vance Joseph is getting one more opportunity to go ahead and have his defense show up there. And if his key pieces are all available and healthy, I do feel like he can go ahead and flourish and become a great defensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals. But to add Isaiah Simmons in that middle linebacking core would just be huge. It would be awesome to finally get somebody to block the tight end. We've had so many players last year that wasn't able to run side by side with the tight end. Now, tight ends aren't the fastest people out there, but they are really big. So it's more of a 50-50 ball, where if somebody throws it up in the air, a tight end could go up there and get that ball that is thrown by the quarterback. But at the end of the day, we need somebody that's basically physical, can basically cover any pass from the tight end, and basically just overall a good pass coverage guy. And getting somebody like Isaiah Simmons would be a huge piece to the defensive in general, the defensive group in general. So those are my 3 players that it's a must. It's a must for the Arizona Cardinals to get one of those 3 players: Andrew Thomas, CeeDee Lamb, or Isaiah Simmons. Now, if I was in Madden, what I would do is I would go ahead and sell off all my key pieces and try to get every first round pick in the top 10 I possibly can to get every single one of those players. But obviously, we're in the real world. We're not able to do that because we would just be giving up too much capital and all that different stuff. But those 3 players right there are a must to go ahead and add to the Arizona Cardinals this coming NFL draft, guys. Let me know what your guys' number 3 players in this NFL draft is a must for the Arizona Cardinals to go ahead and draft. I'll post it on the comments below, guys. And like I mentioned before, if you have not already, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. We're on the road to 1,500 and hopefully 2K in the future, guys. So that's all I got for this episode. Thank you so very much. I'm out.